Why did the ancient concubines rush to clean the dragon hole for their emperor? And what is a dragon hole anyway? In Papua New Guinea, residents discovered something similar to a mermaid, and in Indonesia, a piece of a meteorite made an ordinary undertaker rich. At the end of the video, I will tell you a story about a girl who discovered ancient dragons to the world. Be sure to watch this video to the end. Hi friend, you are on the KirTop channel. Tomb in Tel Aviv. During construction in Palmacum Park near Tel Aviv, an ancient tomb with many artifacts was found. The Israel Antiquities Authority published a video showing clay vessels, bronze arrowheads, and spearheads. These ritual offerings are approximately 3,300 years old, dating back to the time of Ramses II. Archaeologist David Gelman suggests that the people buried with weapons may have been warriors or ship guards. Gelman considers the find surprising since the cave remained untouched for thousands of years. This is reminiscent of footage from a movie about Indiana Jones. Underground objects are preserved in their original form, as if ancient people left them yesterday. Decorated Roman sandal. The recent archaeological breakthrough in the Roman town of Lucus Asturum in Spain has become a real sensation. At this picturesque site, which served as an important administrative center between the 1st and 4th centuries, a remarkably preserved 2,000-year-old Roman sandal was discovered. During the excavation, scientists found an ancient well in which the lost shoes were found. In order to carefully remove it, archaeologists used a special system. These shoes were special. They had unique patterns in the form of circles, ovals, and falcon figures. It is noteworthy that among all the known Roman sandals in Spain, only this one is decorated. The silt at the bottom of the well protected it from time, creating conditions that prevented destruction. In addition to the sandal, many other items were found in the well: a wooden lid, jug, seeds, shellfish, and metal objects. At the moment, the sandal is under guard in the refrigerator until restoration work is completed. This Roman sandal is a stunning moment in history, providing a glimpse into the creativity and daily life of the ancient Romans. Why clean the dragon's hole? According to ancient Chinese beliefs, every morning the emperor, upon waking up, had to cleanse his dragon hole. But why did this ritual cause such a stir among palace maids and imperial concubines? Why were they willing to bribe to gain the right to serve the emperor? The legend tells of a farmer who lived in the far corners of China. One day by the pond, he saw his sleeping wife and a huge dragon who was guarding her. Suddenly the sky darkened, lightning flashed, and thunder sounded. Months later, their son was born and went on to become Emperor Gaozu, founder of the Han Dynasty. Since then, the dragon has become a symbol of imperial power, and the emperor himself received the name dragon. In ancient China, each part of the emperor's body was associated with the body parts of the cosmic dragon. His mouth, known as the dragon's hole, required special care. In the morning, his dragon hole was rinsed with a decoction of green tea, since toothpaste and brushes did not exist at that time. They brushed their teeth with their fingers, and the rich used decoctions of herbs and sea salt. Every morning, the emperor was served a cup of green tea, not for drinking, but for rinsing. This ritual was so important that the maids and concubines would do anything to bring this cup of tea to the emperor. But why? Reason #1. Closeness to the emperor as a chance to change their life. The women who served the emperor were distinguished by their beauty, intelligence, and health. Proximity to the ruler gave them the opportunity to attract his attention. From a simple servant, one of them could become his concubine and radically change her life. If a concubine managed to provide the emperor with an heir, her status in the palace could increase significantly. Many of the concubines who lived in the Forbidden City did not even see the emperor and did not have the chance to bear him a child. Reason #2. The value of imperial objects. The rare tea leaves used to prepare the emperor's decoction were worth their weight in gold. These leaves, collected as tribute, once used, were transformed into a high-quality product. A lucky maid could take the remaining tea, resell it, and receive payment for it comparable to her many months of earnings. Faces on stone. A drought in the Brazilian region has caused water levels in the Amazon River to reach record lows, leading to the discovery of faces and other figures engraved on ancient stone that is more than 2,000 years old. These petroglyphs, including images of animals and other natural forms, were found on the banks of the Rio Negro at an archaeological site known as Ponto das Lajes, Place of the Slabs. Researchers estimate that the paintings are between 1,000 and 2,000 years old. The stones, in addition to images of faces and water, also have grooves, indicating that the site was used to create stone tools. Archaeologists discovered 25 groups of engravings on one rock. The find indicates that this place was used for sharpening various tools. In addition, fragments of ceramics were found at this site. Although Ponto das Lajes is recognized as an archaeological site, the petroglyphs have not yet been studied. What other secrets do you think the Amazon is hiding? Share your thoughts in the comments. The oldest knives made from shark teeth. On the Indonesian island of Sulawesi, archaeologists have found 2 tiger shark teeth turned into knives that are about 7,000 years old. This find provides evidence of the ancient use of shark teeth as weapons. Before this, the oldest specimens discovered were 2,000 years younger. These dental blades are associated with the mysterious Tolian culture, ancient hunter-gatherers who lived on the island long before the arrival of Neolithic farmers. The teeth, about 2 meters long, had special holes indicating their attachment to the handle. According to scientists, these blades may have been used in rituals or battles. While shark teeth may seem like an unusual choice for a weapon, ancient cultures used what was available. These knives were sharp, but their blades could quickly become dull. Ancient people around the world used shark teeth for cultural purposes, turning them into weapons or even tattoo tools. This shows their respect for these marine predators. Lost history. A long-awaited fragment of the famous Dead Sea Scrolls, dating back 2,700 years, was recently found. These scrolls are parts of ancient manuscripts discovered near the Dead Sea between 1946 and 1956, including 972 documents in various ancient languages. Moreover, a third of them contain biblical texts. The rest are extra-biblical, dating back to the era of the Second Temple. Interestingly, one of the 3 rare fragments dating from the First Temple period, which was considered lost, was discovered in the U.S. state of Montana. The owner of this ancient artifact said that his mother purchased the papyrus as a souvenir in Jerusalem in 1965. This fragment is of interest to scholars because it contains only 4 lines in Hebrew, starting with the words, "They went to Ishmael." Researchers suggest that this was an instruction to the addressee. The name Ishmael in biblical history is associated with the firstborn of Abraham and his maid Hagar, and is quite popular. After a detailed analysis, experts confirmed the authenticity of the scroll and its age. Now, this historical artifact is in Israel in the Antiquities Authority. However, many such scrolls are still hidden in private collections around the world. Medieval-era sword. In Salo, Finland, in August, while laying a pipe near a medieval stone church, a local landowner discovered an iron object that turned out to be a sword. It was handed over to archaeologists. The sword was dated to 1050 to 1150 AD during the Crusades, when Sweden brought Christianity to Finland. It had a curved blade, a straight handle, and a triangular oval head. Parts of a scabbard, blade fragments, iron items, and human remains were found in the same area. Further research revealed the presence of a burial structure and confirmed the existence of a large cemetery with dozens or even hundreds of graves. These are the only confirmed late Iron Age burials in the region. Interestingly, the funeral was conducted according to Christian customs. Stelly of Merneptah. The long slavery of the Jews to the Egyptians and their subsequent exit from Egypt constitute one of the most confusing chapters in the history of ancient Egypt. Although archaeological evidence for this event is limited, each find is of great significance. There is an opinion that there is no evidence of the presence of Jews in Egypt at the time of the Exodus, but this is not true. The most famous piece of evidence is the stela of Pharaoh Merneptah, discovered at Thebes in 1896. It relates to Merneptah's military achievements and contains the oldest mention of Israel. The Stelly defines Israel not as a state, but as a people at war with Egypt. This fact is interesting because Merneptah was a descendant of Ramses II, a possible pharaoh from the Book of Exodus. According to the Bible, the exodus of the Jews marked the beginning of the formation of Jewish statehood. Merneptah may have witnessed the emergence of Egyptian dominance in the region, which subsequently weakened under Ramses VI. During this period, new states were formed mainly by migrants from southern Italy, the Aegean Sea, and western Anatolia. The mention of Israel may confirm the biblical version of the return of the Israelites to their lands from the south. Meteorite enriches Indonesian undertaker. A resident of Kolong, Indonesia, Joshua Hutagalung, was surprised when a meteorite older than 4.5 billion years and weighing 2.1 kilogram fell directly onto his veranda, breaking through the roof. This unique carbonaceous chondrite is valued at $1.7 million. After this unexpected incident, Joshua sold the rare space rock to a collector, making a profit equal to 30 years of income for an undertaker. When the man discovered this stone, it was warm, and it immediately seemed to him that it could be a meteorite. Joshua plans to use part of the money to build a church and hopes that this meteorite is a sign that his dream of having a daughter will soon come true. After this event, many came to him to see the cosmic miracle. Subsequently, 3 more fragments of the meteorite were found, which were named Kolong. The meteorite was later sold in the United States to a doctor collector from Indianapolis. Globster mermaid. The masses of unrecognizable organic matter that occasionally wash up on beaches are called globsters. These may be the remains of sea creatures, but without clearly defined features, they are difficult to identify. Another such object found in Papua New Guinea quickly became an internet sensation. It is called a mermaid or sea monster. The mysterious globster was discovered on Simberi Island, a small volcanic island in Papua New Guinea. The find attracted a lot of attention because of its strange shape. It had a tail, but many other parts were missing. Scientists are still trying to understand what it is. A whale, a dolphin, a dugong, a shark, or a mermaid? Photos of this mystical creature quickly went viral on social networks. Jens Curry from the Pacific Whale Foundation believes it could be a sea cow found off the island's coast. On the other hand, Sasha Hooker from the University of St. Andrews in Scotland believes that it was a cetacean. The exact origins of the globster will likely remain a mystery because local people buried it, and DNA analysis is not possible. Who do you think it could be? Jewelry making mold. Archaeologists in Switzerland have discovered a unique ancient mold for casting jewelry with Christian symbols, confirming its use to create early Christian decorative objects. According to Swiss Info, this small mold measures just 9 x 8.5 x 3 centimeters and could be used to create up to 7 different pieces of jewelry: necklaces, earrings, and a cross. Photographs of the mold, which was fixed during casting, show a detailed cross with an image of Christ topped with a crown. Preliminary research dates this artifact to the 9th, the 10th century. Only 3 similar examples are known in Switzerland. After the discovery of the mold, work at the site continued, revealing a small area of artisans from the Middle Ages. The site where excavations are being carried out previously served as a prison. Archaeologists plan to continue their work, which gives hope for new interesting finds. Name of Jesus Christ. While studying the remains of a man from Sudan, scientists at the University of Warsaw discovered a religious tattoo with a Christian symbol. These remains were found near the Ghazali Monastery dating back to the Middle Ages. On the leg of the deceased, who passed away about 1,300 years ago, a tattoo was discovered depicting a chrisma, a monogram of the name of Jesus Christ created from the Greek letters chi and rho. In addition, the Alpha and Omega symbols were depicted nearby. This symbol first appeared in 324 AD during the reign of Emperor Constantine. Alpha and Omega are the beginning and ending letters of the Greek alphabet, symbolizing the idea of God as the beginning and end of everything. An interesting fact is that the tattoo is located on the right leg because since it is there, according to scientists, that a nail could have been nailed during the veneration of Christ. This religious marking indicates the man's Christian faith. However, it is not established whether he was a monk from the Ghazali Monastery, since his remains were found in a nearby cemetery reserved for local residents. According to the analysis, he was 35, 50 years old at the time of death. At the time, the region known as Nubia included parts of modern Egypt and Sudan, and Christianity was the main religion. Despite the fact that the remains were found 7 years ago, the unique tattoo was only recently discovered and is only the second known case of tattooing in medieval Nubia. Book of Kells. The Book of Kells is a medieval manuscript housed in the Trinity College Library. and is one of Dublin's main attractions. This manuscript contains the 4 Gospels in Latin and canon tables written on parchment. The book measures 33 x 25 centimeters and consists of 340 pages. It was created at the end of the 8th, beginning of the 9th century, and research has shown that it had 4 illustrators. The peculiarity of the manuscript is that each letter has its own unique design, color, and meaning, like a secret code that has yet to be deciphered. The book takes its name from Kells Abbey, where it was preserved from the Vikings in 814. It is believed that work on it began during the life of St. Columba and continued for 2 centuries after his death. Historians offer several versions of the origin of this manuscript. According to one of them, it was created on the island of Iona and later transported to Kells Abbey. Another version says that writing began on Iona but was completed in Kells. There are suggestions that the manuscript was created in England or even Scotland. Despite the variety of theories, the Book of Kells remains one of the most mysterious and magnificent works of art of the Middle Ages. New secrets of the Sellc plate. The ancient stone slab of Sellc, 4,000 years old, has been actively studied by scientists since its discovery in 2014 in a French mound. In 2021, it received the status of the oldest map of Europe. Researchers believe the slab may contain clues to treasure based on the designs and symbols carved into it. This unique slate artifact was first found in Finistère, western France, in 1900. But the mystery of the slab remained unsolved, and it lay in the castle for more than a century until scientists began studying it again. The slab, measuring 2 by 1.5 meters according to experts, is a map of the Brittany region. Rivers, mountains, and other natural features are engraved on it. Interestingly, the depressions on the slab may indicate ancient settlements or burial mounds. When comparing the drawings with modern maps of Brittany, an astonishing 80% agreement was found. Research into this ancient map continues. It covers an area of 30 by 21 kilometers, and it may take scientists up to 15 years to fully study it. Excavations near the site of the slab have already yielded new fragments used in the construction of ancient tombs. Remains of the last crocodile in Europe. Crocodiles migrated to Europe from Africa, but climate change led to their extinction. In the province of Granada, Spain, paleontologists have found a crocodile tooth that is approximately 4.5 million years old. This instance was one of the last in Europe. It is believed that about 6.2 million years ago, crocodiles crossed the dry Mediterranean Sea, crossing from Africa to Europe. Excavations at this site began in the 2000s. During this time, over 2,000 fossils were discovered here, including the remains of elephants, reptiles, and fish. The newly found tooth, scientists say, belonged to a crocodile close to modern African Nile crocodiles. The girl who discovered ancient dragons to the world. Born in 1799 in Lyme Regis, Dorset, Britain, Mary Anning was an ordinary girl, but her discoveries later puzzled scientists. Mary's father, a carpenter by profession, was fond of finding fossils and passed this hobby on to his children. After his death, 10-year-old Mary took over the family business of selling fossils, learning not only to read and write, but also to identify the types of specimens found. In 1811, Mary's brother found the skull of an ichthyosaur that was mistakenly thought to be a crocodile. Mary later found the remains of this creature, which lived about 200 million years ago. In 1823, she discovered a plesiosaur, an ancient marine reptile. However, women were rarely recognized in the world of science at that time. Mary faced discrimination and did not always receive credit for her work. Although her results were used by many researchers, her name was rarely mentioned. However, she has won the respect of some scientists. Henry de la Beche, for example, produced postcards of her finds and gave her the profits from their sale. Having died at the age of 47, Mary was recognized by the Royal Society as one of the 10 women who made the greatest contribution to science. In 2020, the film Ammonite was released, telling the story of Anning's life, starring Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. I'm glad you watched this video to the end and learned a lot about our history and archaeological discoveries. If you like this video, tell your friends about it and give it a thumb up under the video. Thanks for your views. Bye everyone.